of our meetings, when we want to have business talk, let's talk about trust. Let's talk about integrity. Let people talk about their experience. You'll be shocked why there's no network. I know of some other sects that their network, in fact, you belong, when you will see those who be shifted for and allowed to hold this in trust for us and ensure that they make it difficult for us to come back to. I will tell you something all of you can relate with before I go to my scripture. Number one, politics in Nigeria. Politics in Nigeria was never a ground or a playground for the entities, mediocres, and overs. Step out the thing. Step out the Democrats, their Wolowos, their Tricolors. Mention them, these people from Totemo and all those people. People who move up to leadership in face and present this. Politics was never ever. Governance was never ever for the mediocres in Nigeria. Even when they campaign, they can make jest, but when they speak, you know the people are saying. Fear of God and sincerity get to the throne by vote easily now. I know it's going to happen again, but it's going to be tough.
Don't put your hand there.
Because we have institutionalized mediocrity. How did this happen?
I'm telling you.
You see, when politics started,
I'll beat you.
and there are some politicians in Nigeria in those days, politics were not drugs. You will spend your time, your energy, and everything. Trust me, you are happy that you fight for ideology. You fight for what you believe. You even spend part of your own money. So suddenly, they started seeing money. And they started empowering their defense. Because anything you get and it is not in the right place, your peace will not be there. If you are not a choice of the majority, you will need to defend yourself with the minority so that the majority will not upset you. So what did they do? They started surrounding themselves with thugs. And what happened next? Political killings. What was the message they were sending? Politics is not for anybody if you are not ready to die. It was not like that before. You don't need to die to be in politics. You can be in the same compound and all of you are different this thing. I campaigned. My elder brother was a foot soldier. No threat. You can argue. But when threat came in, what the politicians did not realize then was that they were building monsters. And then when the monsters now have enough money, I say, what stops us from usurping power? So if today you see a chairman that is best result in secondary school, that's your business. It's a carpenter and it's a councillor, that's your business. Because the mode of coming into office in Nigeria is by selection. And the mode of entrenching it now is by threats. When they did the last election, how many people went out to vote? It doesn't matter, don't go and vote. Because I know that Christians now, we so badmouth politics. We hate politicians. That is what they want us to do. So that we will never get to the corridor of political power. Even when we see a Christian go, we say, then go soon finish him, instead of us to rally around. And say whatever it takes, speak your voice there. And if you are not careful, if you don't surround yourself too, they will embarrass you. Because they don't want your type to come again. So that's it. So the quality of those who have the quality have now been warned off. If you cannot go and swear and enter oath, you can't be in power. And we think that where they are taking oath, they are the only place that can produce power. So we run. We say all of them are the same. It's not true. So because money is not, so they also use two forces to keep the qualified out of the way. They use money and they use threats. So are you now surprised? And the right people say, I bet, let me face my business. Let me face my, just like fella said, he said, my people say they too fear. See, they fear for the thing where they no see. They fear for the things around them. They fear to fight for liberty because I no one die, I no one quench, I no one quench. That is what they want us to do in every industry, politics, business, judiciary, medical, everywhere. Everywhere. Because power is sweet, control is sweet. And everybody who get there want to perpetuate themselves. In Nigeria before, we were like the British, where after the monarch, the next person in power is the person, is the doctor. They call them the physician of the state. Why? Because they believe in integrity, cerebral, and everything. The day That's why it was being like, the day lawyer gets in, they make sure that nothing happens. And because the doctors are docile, they said, look, you should concentrate on human life. Even in our own business, we are not in charge. The only thing is, we are in charge of that consultation. We couldn't develop what we use in our own business. HMO, we couldn't. It's only few now. And the few that are going into it, they were called to it by the people who have the money. If now I say I want to raise 1 billion naira so that I can register a national HMO, now you say, hey, those things, everybody, hey, those ones, now, that's our problem. That's our problem. They want us fragmented. They want us isolated, sir. They never want us to network. If 4 people shut down their business and collapse it into one business in 6 months, all of them will be bigger than what each of them ever was. Open your eyes. You are industries. When you see who is the MD of this thing, if you hear how he came into it, you will see that the big boys are somewhere else. What's wrong with us? Christian, we don't seem to agree with anything. You say, all those Muslims, all those Jehovah's Witnesses. Have you seen a business owned by Jehovah's Witnesses? Sorry to say this on pulpit. And we say they are growing wide. They are not printing money. They are wise. Let me tell you how we abdicated. Because we became too we don't even understand why God kept us here. The earth is the Lord, and the fullness thereof. The earth and they that dwell therein. And the earth has he given to the children of men, to you and me. So where are you? What are you controlling? In your industry, what are you controlling? Many of us have remained small because there was no network. No matter how strong you are as a person, you can't fight a group. Presently, in my business, we are trying to open another hospital. And my wife and my son, Jibayo, and my daughter and co, they are using their network to help do certain things. And I say, God, if I had utilized this network before now, I would have gone AY. I will sit down and write hundreds of millions without batting an eye. It's not a big deal. I said, the best I can probably do now is write 2 million, 3 million, 4 million without shaking. What will he buy? He doesn't even buy a car. Doesn't even pay our rent. You know why we remain small? Because we are too isolated. We are too much inside the church. How many of us discuss serious matter the way people discuss serious matter? When they close mosque, do you know the networking that goes on? When they finish political meeting, do you know the networking that goes on? We just think if we must do anything, if he's not a Christian, I will do. Yet, when you see them, you see the thing mix, it doesn't change who is the head. It's only recently in our local government that a Christian just came in now. It now looks like certain things of authority belongs to the Muslim. Why? Networking. When they are thinking, they can't see you. We have failed to invest into industries. We will be taking peanuts. What you don't invest in, you take from the fallout. How many of us belong to political party? How many of us ask good, strong politicians as friends? I would have been embarrassed. I just got a call. Somebody said, if I want to buy a building somewhere in Ajegunle there, I said, what happened? He said they've been trying to sell, the family no agree. Say the last party don't come now, mark the house, seal it, and that they gave them ultimatum, say they won't open it. They should either sell it for somebody who will break it down or something. So they are trying to do a fire sale so that they don't lose their property. I said, no, last party will not give you stress. There's somebody behind. Say, Lagos State, break it down. Then they say, Lagos State, don't take them. And then I'll pay you. Then I will buy it, you give me documents. They will lose their property for nothing. I will have been embarrassed wrongfully. But for the people I'm connected to, I just made a call. I didn't even go. I didn't even go to their office. I'm not saying this because it was a wrong accusation. But you know what it will take for you to prove it. What happened at the end of the day? Just a call from another quarter, resolve everything. How many people can get into trouble that I can tell you call somebody? Or can you help me call somebody? How many people do you know in town planning if I want to get CFO? How many people do you know in ordinary road safety that if they grab me now and say, Chukuma, please help me call that your guy? Yet, you think some people are immune. If now someone, they know they even arrest them. Stop an aboki, beat them. When they make a call, you will get a call from the commandant office of the Nigerian Army. She a Christian. It's in the army. You tell them that you want somebody to come and say, okay, you see, that place is hard. Stop it. People are going in. Because they don't want to stretch for their neck so that somebody will not cut it. Then why do we have God? We don't allow God to even flesh on our behalf. Because there's nobody for God to flesh for. Let me show you an example. Because we think everything. What is our advantage for being a child of God, for proving that this word of God is true in the institutions of this world? Otabi was preaching. He said the entire wealth of Christians, 75 years, 80 years ago, Christians ruled the world, owned the greatest. Rome was the biggest, everything. He said, but now, the entire wealth in the hand of Christians, maybe excluding the Vatican City. But even if you pull them in, he said when you put it together, it's not up to the wealth in the hand of about 4 unbelievers. Is God partial? No. It's not a respecter of person. Everywhere upon the heart, where people practice his principle, he allows you to walk. Listen. Judges chapter 9. I'll read from verse 7 to 15. And when they told it to Jotham, now, this story started after they were trying to take over from Abimelech. And one of the sons of the concubine knew that, the rest of the 30 children were docile. They were still arguing among themselves. And that son from the concubine went to the town and the city of his mother and said, I'm your own person. Do you want these people to rule over you or your own people to rule over you? And if we talk now, then go say it's lying. Wisdom. If not that Jotham cursed them, cursed him and the Abimelech and the people, that kingdom is still recorded that he ruled in Israel. Whether this kingdom fell or not. And many people have lost their life. When they were killing them, they killed all of them on one stone. Jotham hid himself. Now see. And when they told it to Jotham, he went and stood in the top of Mount Gerizim, and lifted up his voice and cried and said unto them, hearken unto me, ye men of Shechem, that God may hearken unto you. Now listen, because we are too spiritual to be utterly relevant. Yet God left us here so that we can use our spiritual advantage to rule the system of this world. Kings were eating from the hand of prophets before. They don't even call for prophets anymore. He said, the trees, listen to me carefully now. The trees went forth on a time to anoint a king over them. Just like somebody want to give you business idea now. They said unto the olive tree, rain down over us. Some of us are like the olive tree. We are too specialized to rule. They leave the rulership. They've forgotten that the king rules over everything and everyone. Say, look, I cannot leave my business and then this thing, they'll be contending with all those non-entity who are trying to be politics. Don't worry, call them non-entity. They will be your counselor. They will be your ward leader. How many of us are even registered in our ward? When I step into Kirikiri, one day, my vehicle, somebody bought sand for me to come and put in my place. When they started disturbing the person, I called the person who was in the House of Assembly and his boy. I said, it's me that they are bringing that thing for. He said, Emma Warisa. He went and joined the tipper by himself. And said, Baba Faliti non below. I don't give. It's not that I give so much money or money, but I obnob with them. Many of you are in a community, nobody knows you. Your business in a particular area, they don't know you. If you reach police station, they go say, who him be? They say, I ain't get that company. They say, and you know what police said? They said, but we have never seen him. One day, a painter, I took a painter to the police station, and this same man took me to the person and said, Oga DPO, Dr. Faliti Lele, I want to come quick. But Dr. Kilo D, I don't need to bring anything there. People are looking for friends. Those people in high places, they are looking for people to talk with. The people around them are not telling them what they want to hear. They make them, but when they meet you, they feel like a person. You say, I leave them. Don't leave them. When they say they want to do ward meeting in your street or your area, say, I beg all those politicians, I beg. And then they feed me. No problem. Your tax is feeding them. And if you know the benefit that they are getting away with, what you are spending your end money for, you say, hey, but is it right? Yes, it is right. Let's be careful. The trees went forth on a time to anoint a king over them. And they said unto the olive tree, rain down over us. Look at verse 9. But the olive tree said unto them, should I leave my fatness, wherewith by me they honor God? Olive oil. Wherewith they honor God and man, and God to be promoted over the trees? They tell you that as an accountant, there is an opening in Nigerian Brewery. Apply. You say, where they are making alcohol. Are you a taster? Somebody said that I'll be feeding what? Oh God. How will you even influence it when you are not inside? Where you don't have a chair, a seat, you can't influence the decision. Where did we go, darling? Inside the plane. when they were serving, sir, because of the campaign against Coca-Cola and sugar, once you say you want Coke, they will say, which one? Zero or no, regular? Because it's now an offense to suddenly just give me full Coke without asking me if I want zero or Coke or this thing. Oh, and you think it just suddenly happened? Come and look, people know you in this area. Come and join us now. Get parties, this thing. You only register with 200,000 naira so that this and this, at least you can, we can use your influence. At least you can nominate somebody for what this is. Politics. I can give you any money, but I can't come to any meeting. What's wrong with us? They want to anoint somebody king. Influence, control. And whether we like it or not, Jesus. If you see what position we give you, it's more than what your skill and power will give you. That's why king is very powerful. I cannot work for this. If you hear how the company you are working for started, you go run. It don't concern you now. They are not asking you to come and steal. Except it's your own business. Which business will you join that is not your own, that you not see something strong or offensive to your faith? Just name it, let me hear. Do you know that some of us, if by divine arrangement we find ourselves in a position of director or something of some conglomerate and things, you know what? First thing you will do is you will stop talking to other believers. You know why? Because they are unreasonable. If you tell them your challenge there, how certain decisions are difficult for you to change or make, they will say, you don't join them. You no one lose the position. Is it because of money? He has sold his soul. So we want him, get out of there, leave it for them. That's what they want now. Maybe when we are having a meeting, we'll talk about, we'll share experiences. People need to change their reasoning. The olive tree, come and be king. If he become king, will he not appoint people to be producing the olive oil? In fact, will he not even have better advantage to produce his oil? Will he not make laws that will make him more relevant while controlling others? He said, no, I want to remain sanctimonious for God and for God alone. Meanwhile, people now woke up and say, no more olive oil in the market. Have you noticed? Have you ever heard that they brought down the signboard of a big mosque or of a mosque? They say, but some of them pay. You lie. There are certain places that are sacred. You don't just go there. Because when you go there, you will get a call. Your position in your office is under threat. What's wrong with us? Why? Because there is somebody they will call who come to worship with them. Oh, if we have even a former chairman or somebody, secretary or council manager of this as our member, all these lampposts that we are talking about, that they are telling me to pay 50,000 naira per pole per month. The church for don't grow. But you wait there, Papa, where you even meet them? How many of them? It's a deliberate act. We'll balance it. Because that is why people look at what this thing, the example we use in the corridor of power. People are wondering, what is he doing with them there? These idol worshippers. But Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego, they were there. They were not asking for the peck. And because of them, God flexed his muscle, created problem, gave the answer to them. But we are not ready to stand. Praise the Lord. So, he left. So, and the tree said, they left olive oil. So, the only thing olive tree they do now is to produce olive oil. That's why you may have the biggest house in your community. You may know the best thing that can change your community. But are you in a place where you can influence it? Can you call the chairman or the councillor of your area and say, look into this thing? And because you spoke, he will be afraid. What's your investment into it? Do you give counsel? Do you give money? Do you attend meetings? I told you of people who tried to do table sponsorship for a Christian concert. I had to go and withdraw their money with percentage non-refundable. The labor of fools wearied all of them, for he knoweth not the way to the city. And we are behaving like the slothful who say, on that road to the city, there's a lion there. Now only one motor they go there, I can knock you. So the truth left him and went to the fig tree. Come thou and reign over us, they said to the fig tree. But the fig tree said unto them, should I forsake my sweetness? I cannot contaminate myself. I'm too sanctimonious. I'm a Christian. Jesus should have taken us home. He said God should protect us from the evil. The entire system is corrupt. But he said inside it, we go make our own. We will impact. It's not only about soul winning. Please, let's be factual. The biggest church in Africa, and if not in the world now, is in Nigeria. Abi? Tell me, have you ever had, you can categorize church. That's what they call government church. The ones who control government. If that church cough, government go here. If there's going to be a major change, they will ask for their opinion. If they think something should be done, initially, they said by the law of Nigeria, road cannot cross express. For their sake, they put cross. Have you seen their conventions? Kings. Meaning they control territory. They are territorial lord. How do you think they do it? You think it's just preaching the gospel? It's a lie. They use the gospel to impact life. Why do you think TREM is growing? There was about 7 or 10 years ago, or less, when a particular king came on the throne. He was a Christian. And he said, I'm a Christian. I cannot tell them not to worship. I cannot tell this family that has been known to worship Egungun to stop worshiping Egungun. But I am not going to dance with the Egungun because it's contrary. Because neither can you tell the worshiper of the Egungun to come to church. I cannot go and do these things. They drag it that he must step down. When Awujale died, I thought you are seeing it on this thing. That how can somebody say that they should be careful what they want to do next to? Because they were seeing the example of Alaafin of Oyo and another one in this thing that were Christians. who came upon for the throne. If you go to Oyo now, the palace is changing. They're talking about what he's doing. We are the only one who know that those things are but the works of man. But people have used it for control. Abibeko. We have to wake up. When they now, Onikolobo, Baba Oke said because of that, he changed his thesis for his PhD. He said he had to go to library repeatedly to study and all those things. They have to go into historical perspective and all the things before the king won. And they now did this coronation the Christian way. He said he has never said the people, if they have anything to do, they will appease them. Some of them will say, hey, if you allow them, and then he's the one doing it. He's not the one doing it. He has gained one step. And now in Ogun State, if you are a Christian Oba, you don't need to go and bow to this thing. You go to church. There's church in the place. We control one thing at a time. Do you know what that means? More and more people will become Christians. In another 15, 20 years' time, you may not hear of some of those dirty. Some of them will become tourist attraction. He said he's not abdicating the throne. He's not leaving the throne. He has his rights. And from there, many more now have gained that liberty. When they have already appointed you to be the Ifa people forcing at one person, governor saying, so governor no more than Ifa, because they now know that there's Muruguru. Ifa will speak according to the amount of dollar that change hand. They have to bring the high priest, this guy from Ife. So that say the divination is there is the man. Well, we leave those things. History is important too. Just like theology is important for us that are leaders in Christianity. There are questions the coming generation will ask. If you don't know Bible history, you don't know some theology, you don't go for answer. And you can't bamboozle them. They walk away. Look at that fight went on. The man was on the throne but was not fully ordained until after about 3 or 4 years when they won. They brought Baba Oke in as then the president of PFN in Ogun State. Do you now see what is happening in his church? When he did this thing, his members, most of the people in the cabinet are now attending Onikolobo Church. No wonder they are expanding and blowing anyhow. We want to control policy. We don't know. We are openly accusing those in power. That's wrong now. That's immaturity. They will say, leave them. You can't come to me again now. No, now. When Gio go talk, he will say, I know my duty to everybody. Go and ask for where council is. Go and ask how many people who become councillor, presidents, and co. Who first go there and say, Baba, Eshak Badura for me. So will he now call and say, I have 4 children for appointments? They will not give him. Do you know, during the time of the vice president, do you know how many Redeemites were holding offices in boards, federal parastatals? How are we going to control it? We are abdicating because we fall for threats. And now that we have abdicated, let's start taking it back bit by bit. Bit by bit. Praise the Lord. It's almost 7 o'clock. Because my wife is looking at this watch now. And the tree said to the fig tree, come. thou and reign over us. But the fig tree said unto them, should I forsake my sweetness and my good fruit and go to be promoted? He even identify that it's a promotion. Some of you have even been approached to come and take this. They say, no. In this way, we are there, I beg. I don't want to kill myself. Who will kill you? Who fit? Oh God. There's over the trees, then said the trees unto the vine. That's the third person. You can see that these trees are valuables. The fig tree, the vine, the olive tree, they are valuables. People look at the value they have and say, join us now. Look, we know you are cerebral. Me, that somebody became chairman and he came to me. I don't do politics before. They recognize. I say, okay, the Lord will say, no, I say, sit down. Let me tell you, in the Bible, in this thing, this is what God expects of a king. This is what you need to they say, They will now started opening up and this thing. If you see me for local government council, you go think, say, I dey work there. Somebody say, now only you the benefit of. I say, no, it's influence. It's influence. When somebody say, you need this thing, I'll just call somebody. They say, okay, let them come. How many people can you help by reason of your influence compared to your money? You just use influence, position somebody like this. It will take care of what you need to take care of. Then said the trees unto the vine, come thou and reign over us. And the vine said unto them, should I leave my vine, which cheereth God and man, and go to be promoted over the trees? Then said all the trees unto the bramble. The one where they take down, no fruit, no oil, no nothing. It is meant for the one they need to call down bramble. Thorns. It's not a tree, anybody, it's not desirable. That's the last that is available. So the bramble are ruling in the political class. Because you the olive, you the fig, you the vine, say, I'm too sanctimonious to be contaminated. You can't even be contaminated. You are light. You will light up their darkness. We are giving too much credit to darkness in the business world, in the entertainment world. Look at it now. They make it look like you can't even make it in life in the entertainment world except you join these wicked promoters and producers. Why? Because we refuse to network. Where did they get their money from? How did they get to the leader of Nigerian breweries? Because they flow together. They tell you, maybe if you are the accountant or the HR, when they say, no, we are giving it to this production, you say, no, I want us to use this production this year. But you are not there. Ogogoro Club will not go. Where we need to meet people, we are not going there. The seed, the vine, the olive that we are, we say, leave us alone. We are too specialized to take part in the affair of states. Write script for movie. How will you get people to pay? But look at your sister, your brother and the wife, Iren and Laju. Some of those, their films they are producing. So when you hear that their church is buying properties of billion and co, you don't know what they are doing. You don't know how much social media alone is raking in for them. There was one of their films that ranked second or best on this thing for Christian movie in Africa and maybe third or something in the world. Let them now say, in this movie, how many people will watch our movie? By the time God gave them idea, you see people. And I love those pastors. They say, okay, for this thing, they will say, look, this person is coming to Port Harcourt to show this thing. So pastor will say, I'm paying for 500 people's tickets. If you call some of them and say, oh yeah. But we just think everything. Because we don't even have the financial power. We don't network. Oh, you think some of this money they put together and only them get them? We are too sanctimonious. We are too specialized. That's why the bramble. So when you open your TV, you see the script. You watch the script written by the bramble. Because the vine say, I don't have time to write scripts. Even if I write, who go pay me? So we don't control the entertainment industry. You saw what that girl did. The captain of Super Falcons. She put Jesus is king. Or put her handbag on it. When the thing moved, she deliberately shifted. They film it. She was a Muslim. Rashidat. Do you notice that anywhere those Super Falcons are celebrating, have you seen them sing Sanyade or Davido? They sing praises and worship. Why? Because the leaders that carry the influence are Christian. Even those that are still Muslim among them, I find themselves clapping and dancing. Because he decided that, look, instead of bamboo to take our place, me, the olive tree here, I will spread my influence. We know some people have suffered for it. Kaka suffered for it. Some other footballers suffered for it. But now, don't you see on Facebook where you see a mega star go for baptism? You say, I gave my life to God. Hooray! I had my baptism today. I'm fully for Jesus. I fully identify with Jesus. Just like when people were taking their COVID and they were flashing it. I took my jab today. Jesus said in this world, he said we should be what? We should be smart as a dove, but tricky as a what? As a serpent. That's why he said the kingdom of God is like a yeast. We don't need to be loud. But when we enter, we allow them do their thing. I've worked in a place where if you hear say Christian, they walk, you go say the person not be a believer. But within 2 years, by reason of value, I was promoted. I didn't have to do that thing again. I formed a prayer team which is contrary to this thing. Before long, that thing was stopped. If I walk away, the thing they will still be doing it. Do you know you are in that place for a time like this? Enough of bamboo enterprises. And whether we like it or not, bamboo will reign. And what the olive, the fig, and the vine does not know is that he who carries the scepter of power controls everybody. So we will be influenced by any capacity, the whims and caprices, and the influencers and sponsors of the bramble, because he will speak their mouth. We need to network. We need to try it. What are you afraid of? How far have you gone with all your energy? And the bramble. And that one now, immediately. Look at what the bramble said. Immediately, sir. He said, and the bramble said unto the trees, well, I be carpenter. A carpenter went to the Senate during second reign of Shagari. He's a carpenter in Oshogo. He can't speak any English, but he was their henchman. And then they were looking for who we go now. All the people don't join other party. They say, Kilonshe, oh yeah now. You are wondering why they are sleeping. How many of them understand the process of lawmaking and co? But somebody will come to them and say, there's going to be a motion tomorrow. Open the boot of your car. Waiting you see there. Now your nail. Tomorrow. They don't understand. Nay. Yeah. Yes. Yes, we allow the brambles to sit in the legislative house. Have you had the opportunity to sit with CEOs and those in government or those in authority or those in control? You'll be shocked, sir. You'll be shocked, ma. You think they are too cerebral and intelligent that they are discussing big things. You miss it. Try and enter through. In fact, in your company where you work, try enter into one head of department. I'm here. But when you get there, know that you are there for a purpose. Immediately, the bramble said, if in truth you anoint me king over you, then come and put your trust in my shadow. Come under my influence. Sign that whatever I say is law. Sign that this thing will be from my generation to generation. Sign that because of the sacrifice I've made, I will be the one who have the right to appoint the next person. Sign that when I appoint somebody to become governor, when we want to do our table, he must sponsor 10 tables. Some of the people sponsoring the table now by compulsion, apart from those who do it for money laundering. Come and put your trust in my shadow. And if not, let the fire come out of the bramble and before the cedars of Lebanon. That is the strong, the established. You see how power work? Because of lack of quality, they went towards the available. And immediately, power, they say absolute power corrupt absolutely. In fact, power intoxicates and absolute power intoxicates absolutely. And you know, at that point in time, there was nothing they could do. He used that and it cost Abimelech, it cost the other guy, and in about 2 years or something, they said the Spirit of the Lord caused a rebellion and they killed themselves, according to the word of Jotham. The word of business is tough, cruel, but we are more than conquerors. There are some words we say, and I keep wondering whether it is true. I've been in the midst of people who are Christians, who are captains of industries, and when they talk, and I keep wondering, how did you sustain themselves? They behave like yeast. They bring their value to... Those big people are looking for people with value. Their policy is not right. Their reasoning is not right. Their technique is not right. But they are looking for somebody who is right that they can leave it for. They don't make noise. And like a yeast, before you know it, they just bring them in as just executive directors before you know it, they become directors properly. They began to give them shares. They began to give them room, authority in the system. Stop complaining about them. When you see that which is wrong, that is darkness.